So in this recording, I will show you how to add game over when lives are equal to 0. So first, I want you to go to the ball sprite, right? Make sure you're on the ball sprite, and then go to costumes. And under costumes, I want you to add a new costume. So you add a new costume right here, going to paint. And this new costume, right, we're going to use the text. We're going to type in there game over. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. It seems like I need to zoom out or a lot. Game over. And you see game over comes up over here. I'm going to change the color of game over to, I'm going to use the neon green. And there it is. And I'm going to make it bigger. So I'm going to just make it bigger there, right? And then another thing I'm going to do is that I am going to, well, let me first resize this so I can, all right. I'm going to change the x to 0 and the y to 0. And this will make sense later. So just change them, the x and the y to 0. And then I want you to move this around, and then I'm going to put mine in the center, right? Because I want game over to just be in the center. All right, now I have a costume. Let me give this costume a title. So this costume, this would be the game over costume, right? Game over. All right, and I think that's all we need there. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the code, right? So on the code, right? Let me show you. So when the lives equal to 0, I want this costume to come up. So I'm going to go to looks, right? And under looks, I am going to say switch costume to. So when lives equals 0, I want to switch the costume to, and on this menu, to game over, right? So when lives equals 0, it'll switch the costume to game over. And let's see what that looks like. Oh, well, it seems to be like now the ball is not there anymore. So let me put the ball back. So in order to do that, at the very beginning of my code, right, I want the costume to be, let me find set costume. Here you go, next costume, change. So here, maybe here I'll say at the very beginning, right, when the green arrow is clicked, I want to switch the costume to ball 1. Let me see, ball 1. Let's see if this is going to work now. All right. So, oh, there it is, right? So now when, okay, and now I change this to game over. All right. So another important thing that I want you to do is, remember the part that says 0, 0? That'll come, it'll make sense later, right? So notice that the game over came up over there. So I want the game over to be centered, right? So I'm going to change this to 0, 0. Right there, 0, 0, right? So now, when the lives are equal to 0, it'll switch the costume to this, but it'll center it. So let me just show you what that looks like. You see lives, and game over is in the center. And I believe that's all. All right, so enjoy, try to do that on your own.